When it comes to electric vehicles, one of the most overlooked and underrated automakers is Hyundai Motor Group, introducing the 2022 Hyundai Ioniq 5, a new all-electric compact crossover with cutting-edge technology, futuristic styling, and versatile interior. Intended as a Hyundai sub-brand, the Ioniq moniker also implies to a plethora of upcoming EV models, the first of which is the 2022 Ioniq 5. So, is the Ioniq 5 an EV game changer? How does it compete with rivals like the Model Y? Keep watching to find out. For a decade, veteran auto industry observers have been preaching the message that Tesla has a huge lead in the electric vehicle market. But when legacy automakers fully dedicate their tremendous resources to EVs, the tables will swiftly turn. This isn't an "I told you so" moment, but rather a "things just got real" moment. Major manufacturers have finally taken electric vehicles seriously, and Hyundai is inching closer to perfect a formula. Neither a cheaply manufactured compliance car nor a well-intentioned but underfunded and underdeveloped first endeavor, the new Ioniq 5 is what happens when automakers with decades of design, engineering, and manufacturing experience make EVs a true priority. The Ioniq 5 is thousands of dollars less expensive than the Model Y, can go almost as far on a single charge, charges quicker, has more standard and customizable features, is quieter inside, and has an outstanding interior. The Model Y is faster and sportier, and the supercharger network is now more dependable and easier to use than the non-uniform charging alternatives available to everyone else, so Tesla wins on brand prestige. The Model 3 sedan has a more affordable trim, but all the other points remain the same. It's hardly surprising that the Ioniq 5 is slower when you look at the stats. At launch, the Ioniq 5 will be available in single motor or dual motor configurations, both powered by a 77.4 kilowatt per hour battery pack. With a single motor supplying 258 pound-feet of torque to the rear wheels, the 225 horsepower Ioniq 5 sprints from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 7.3 seconds and has an EPA estimated range of 303 miles. Adding a second motor to the front axle boosts the system's total to 320 horsepower and 446 pound-feet of torque. This all-wheel drive variant is the fastest so far, accelerating from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.1 seconds. The range is reduced to 256 miles as a result of powering the second motor, which is still acceptable but falls short of the Mach-E extended all-wheel drive's 270 miles and the Tesla Model Y's 316 miles. The standard Model Y will go to 60 miles per hour in less than 5 seconds, while the performance model will take about 3.5 seconds. The Tesla Model 3 is even faster. If you're going to a drag race, the Ioniq 5 isn't the car for you. You might be well suited with a Tesla. We connected to a DC fast charging station. The Ioniq 5's battery can handle charging speeds of up to 235 kilowatts. You may expect a 10% to 80% surge in around 18 minutes at its fastest replenish rate. At a more common 240-volt public or home charge point, the Ioniq 5 accepts up to 10.9 kilowatts charging from 10% to full in just under 7 hours. The vehicle-to-load capability is also available. Small camping and tailgating appliances may be plugged in and operated from the EV's battery via the charging port using an optional adapter. You could potentially charge another EV using the 120-volt outlet, but with a maximum demand of 1.9 kilowatts, don't expect much more than a trickle charge. Users may also set a vehicle-to-load limit via an on-screen menu to ensure that they have enough power to return home. The Ioniq 5 is built on Hyundai Motor Group's new eGMP specialized electric vehicle platform, which lets the automaker experiment with the car's design and dimensions in some interesting ways. The new Ioniq 5 is a powerful symbol of Hyundai's design DNA. The Ioniq 5's aesthetic identity is represented by the interaction of parametric pixels. Its distinctive external design has clean and precise lines that give it a sleek and classy appearance. Hyundai's designers also included cutting-edge parametric pixel lighting on both the front and the back of the vehicle. The 256 parametric pixels of the unique LED headlights are the crown jewels of the recognizable front-end presence. The sporty profile comprises a steeply slanted C-pillar, low hood lines, and a sleek roofline. It gives off a sense of speed, which is accentuated by the dynamic window frame molding. The characteristic parametric pixels are featured in the distinctive rectangular rear lamps, highlighting the groundbreaking LED lighting design. Because Ioniq 5's roof is made up of one enormous glass panel with no support components, the interior has a stronger sense of openness thanks to the Vision roof. Despite being several inches shorter than a Model Y, Mach-E, or ID4, the Ioniq 5 has the longest wheelbase, which, along with innovative packing, offers its passenger and cargo space compared to the competition's largest models. Importantly, the Hyundai's cabin has a spaciousness that isn't represented in most of the interior dimensions, except the class-leading rear shoulder space. It feels significantly larger inside than the competitors, whether from the front or the rear. The frunk, on the other hand, is not bigger. The Ioniq 5 features a little plastic storage bin under the hood amid all the exposed electrical and mechanical pieces, and it has enough space inside for maybe 2 pairs of shoes, but the Model Y has a fully completed front trunk. Sure, Ioniq 5's frunk is better than nothing, but only just. Although the storage area beneath the rear cargo floor is just marginally larger, at least it is finished. It's a dramatic contrast to the car's interior, which is immaculately finished everywhere. Many automakers cut corners in the second row, but not the Ioniq 5. The design and material quality does not deteriorate behind the front seats. Hyundai's use of sustainable, recyclable, and recycled materials is commendable, but the company's decision to provide only one interior color option is a little disappointing. The interior design walks a fine line, just minimalist enough to be on trend without making you feel like they've cost-cut it down to bare bones. On the door trim, the adherence to the pixel exterior design concept looks a bit forced, but it's at least aesthetically fascinating. The sliding center console is a particularly innovative innovation, allowing adequate room between the front seats for even the largest pocketbook or bag, while providing ample storage space and a wireless phone charger in the console itself. The Ioniq 5's cabin is just a nice place to be. A 12.25-inch full-touch infotainment screen and a 12.25-inch digital cluster are incorporated into the sleek modular dashboard for a high-tech design that comes standard. Although the augmented reality head-up display isn't as spectacular as the one seen on a Cadillac or Mercedes, this is a Hyundai. The infotainment system is simple to use, and Hyundai offers a comprehensive list of active and passive safety features, both standard and optional. The originality of your mobility life is further enhanced by a magnetic dashboard. In addition to Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, the Ioniq 5 also works with a personal assistant like Google Home to operate some functions like climate control remotely if you don't want to dig into Hyundai's Blue Link app. But the app, on the other hand, can also do things like creating a route without charging stations and submitting it to the car. Disappointingly, it does not yet offer wireless CarPlay or Android Auto, so you'll have to break out the cords. Hyundai's SmartSense driver aid suite is standard, rolling in blind spot monitoring, rear cross-traffic alert, pedestrian and cyclist detection, and the newest generation forward collision avoidance braking tech. New front corner radar sensors can identify 90-degree traffic while crossing an intersection, stopping to avoid T-bone incidents, and the Ioniq 5 can now brake to avoid oncoming traffic during a left-hand turn. Adaptive cruise control now responds more smoothly to vehicle cut-ins in low-speed traffic, and it now includes machine learning that tailors acceleration, braking, and spacing tendencies to the human driver's behavior. Smart cruise control will gradually emulate your relaxed driving style, leaving space for others to merge. SCC will increase as you drive more aggressively up to a point. It should never, under any circumstances, drive like a total maniac, regardless of who is at the wheel. The SEL trim level adds Hyundai's Highway Driving Aid 2, which includes lane centering steering assist that may modify the vehicle's position inside the lane if a neighboring car goes too near or over the line, which a Hyundai employee refers to as lane scooching assist. The hands-on steering assist can also change lanes automatically when the turn signal is activated, and features assistance for lane change collision avoidance and evasive maneuvers. What brings it all together, though, is the price. At $40,925 to start, the Ioniq 5 undercuts the Model 3, Mach 3, and ID4 while being more than $20,000 cheaper than a Model Y. Yes, the Chevrolet Bolt EUV is cheaper, but it's also a size smaller. Getting all-wheel drive on the Ioniq 5 cost more than either the Ford or Volkswagen, but still less than an all-wheel drive Model 3. A fully loaded Ioniq 5 is cheaper than a loaded Mach-E and still more than $6,000 cheaper than the base Model Y. Plus, all of that is before state and federal tax credits, which can knock $7,500 or more off the final price. Although it doesn't match the Tesla Model Y on every spec sheet, the Ioniq 5, more than any other car, challenges Tesla's EV monopoly as a whole. Traditional automakers waited a decade to catch up, but now that they have, the EV industry has genuine competition. The Ioniq 5 forces you to analyze what you're paying more for in a Tesla more than any of its other legacy competitors, and the answer just became a lot smaller. And now we want to hear from you. Leave your piece down in the comments below. What do you think about the Hyundai Ioniq 5? Given the opportunity, would you buy an Ioniq 5? Or will you invest some more and stick with a Tesla? Whatever you might be thinking, let us know. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.